و بحث هایی که داشتیم، جنگ و جدال هایی که داشتیم، با هم صحبت می‌کردیم، اینترویو هایی که کردیم و تمام مسائلی که از الان به بعد هم بیشتر و بهتر ادامه خواهیم داد. من میخوام اول وبسایتمون رو به شما معرفی کنم www.iranicanlive.com. یه سری از این کلیپ ها روی وبسایتمون هست، میتونید ببینید. برنامه‌های گذشته‌مون قسمت هایش هست. میتونید به ما ایمیل بزنید، میتونید با ما در تماس باشین از طریق وبسایت. یه بلاگی شالا به زودی روی وبسایتمون میذاریم و از طریق تلفن. قسمت دوم برنامه‌مون امروز خطای تلفن هم باز میکنیم. اگر که شما هم پیشنهادی یا نظری داشتید، به خصوص جوانای عزیز، ما به کمک شما نیاز داریم. به ما بگین که چی دوست دارین، چی میخواین و میخواین ما برای شما چی کار بکنیم.
Now, I just want to say one thing. I want to make one point. Today, this show is an introduction to Iranican. The way that we're going to run the show, the topics that we're going to cover, the special guests that we're going to bring in, the discussions that we're going to have about Iranian youth, their personal lives. It's important to bring in special guests, Iranian special guests, artists that are just starting out, musicians that are just starting out, people that have special talents, to come and give them some sort of medium where they can have a platform to give their message out to the people, especially on satellite television. Because as you know, when you're a youth, it's very difficult to get your face out there. Nobody takes you seriously. Let's say you're a young band, whether you're Iranian or not, nobody's going to take you seriously because young bands come and go. But if you have a medium like Iranican to come on the air and speak with other people that are your age and really get your message out there, it's important.
And the point is that not all Iranians are necessarily doctors and lawyers and engineers.
We know you do other things.
We have politicians or politician wannabes. We have musicians. We have comedians. We have a large array of fascinating and very talented people, and we want to serve as, a medium for them, and they will definitely be an honor and bring a lot to our show.
میخوایم بجنگیم که دیگه این داستان مهندس و دکتر و این حرفا همه بره کنار. هر کی هر کاری دوست داره بکنه. چرا که نه؟ حداقل اینجا که میتونیم. اینجا که میتونیم این کارو میکنیم. بفرمایید. ببخشید من حرف شما رو کات کردم.
Yeah, you did. No, we want you guys to introduce yourselves to us and let us know. We're very interested in you. We want to know what you do and what cool things you're up to other than doctors and lawyers and such. So please let us know who you are and introduce
And if you
yourselves.
want to be a part of our show as a guest, if you have something to say, email us. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and hopefully we'd love to have you.
So now we're going to switch to some clips that we've had of other special guests we brought onto Iranican show, onto the Iranican live show in the past. So take a look and see some of the people that we've interviewed and the information that we were able to get out of them. We will be...
نه ببینید اون کسی که میبخشه و قدرت ایثار کردن داره از خود این بخشیدن لذت میبره. Have you ever seen a mother putting the child in front of you and said, see, I gave you all that milk. What is this? You give me the tears and cries and so on. Just یکم بخند به من.
You can't hate anybody with whom you've laughed. And there's a story in the Talmud that says there's a man walking past like a village area where there's like a bazaar going on, and there's just two men telling jokes, and there's a crowd of people around him, and one guy says to the other guy, what are those two men doing? He says, they're comedians. They have a share in the world to come, meaning there's something, that they're supposed to provide. There's a healing behind it. Also two comedians, secretly we want to trick people into listening to our message.
But it was during the hostage crisis. In 79, 80, I got jumped by some folks in school, and I seriously got my ass kicked. But there were four of them that jumped me, but I fought back and I broke one guy's, well, never mind.
Were you born here? Born and raised here?
I was born in Iran. I left Iran. Yes! Iran! That's a chant they do for like the soccer games and stuff. Iran! Iran!
خب قطعات دیگه‌ای که دیدین، یه سری از مهمونایی که داشتیم و صحبتایی که ما با اونا کردیم، خیلی‌هاشون شاید بشناسین، خیلی مهمونای دیگه خواهیم داشت در آینده که شما دوست دارین میتونید به ما بگین کیو دوست دارین بیاریم و ما سعی میکنیم حتما این کارو بکنیم. یه مقدار میخوام تاریخچه بدم boring history of our crew and our group. We started about 2 years ago and we came here with a goal. And our goal was to be a bridge between you guys and your parents, between you who were born and raised here and those who just came from Iran, and why you feel a disconnect, why do you not understand them and they do not understand you. And we want to bring out all those social problems and issues that we face every day and try to discuss them among ourselves. And so that way, at least, you know, the parents and other people will see that these problems are common among all of us. And maybe they'll think about it differently. Maybe all of us will look at these problems from a different angle and understand them better. The other thing we like is we like controversy. We like to be جنجالی میگن به فارسی. دوست داریم که بحثایی بیاریم جلو که باعث جنگ و دعوا میشه، باعث میشه که هممون با تلفن و ایمیل و بین ما همه با هم یه بحث داغ داشته باشیم. اینم از تاریخ بس زیاد دیگه بیشتر از این بورتون نمی‌کنم.
Let me just say this really quick. When I was younger, because I was born and raised here in the United States, and I was born and raised in an Iranian family, and just to go off of a little bit of what you said, there is a lot of identity issues. You're being raised as an Iranian kid, and as an Iranian kid, you're also being raised in an American society with American friends. And with all these American friends and all this Iranian culture and background, there's a lot of conflict that happens there. You lose sight of what your identity is. And I think that's really what Iranican is trying to get out there to the youth, is to tell them, you know what, we are out there too. There's other Iranian youth out there too that have had this problem. So keep us in mind. And that's what the goal of the program is, at least in my opinion.
یه چیز دیگه که من همیشه خودم تو ذهنم دارم و برای بچه‌هایی که این گروه شروع کردیم و همینطور همه بچه‌هایی که الان شما می‌بینید، حالا خودمونم معرفی می‌کنیم دونه دونه، اسممون هم آشنا میشید، ولی همه تو ذهنمون داریم اینه که توی آمریکا مخصوصا و حتی کانادا، اگه شما کانادا دارین برنامه ما رو می‌بینید، برنامه‌ای که به اصطلاح برنامه‌هایی که به ما نشون داده میشه از طریق تلویزیون و رادیو و میدیا کلاً وجهه ایران و اون سیمای ایران خراب کرده. حالا درست و غلطش کاری نداریم، ولی یه جوریه که ایران و ایرانی رو میخوان یه مقداری خراب کنن. ما بخوایم سعی کنیم که یه مقداری از اونوری کار کنیم، بلکه بتونیم که یه مقدار اون وجهمون رو برگردونیم به سر جایی که واقعیتش هست. مخصوصا اون برای بچه‌ای که اینجا بزرگ میشن و واقعا نمیدونن حالا حقیقت ماجرا اینه که تو تلویزیون میبینن یا نیست، یا اون که باباشون میگه یا اون که بابا بزرگشون میگه. این چیزها رو بالاخره شاید از زبون ما که همسن و سال خودتون هستین بشنوین، یه خورده راحت‌تر بتونین قبول کنین. خب کلیپ بعدی چیه؟ می‌خوایم چیکار کنیم؟
We are going to break to a commercial.
Okay.
Okay, so right now we're going to take a short commercial break, but we will be back to talk more about Iranican and some of the future issues that we're going to be discussing on the show. So stay tuned. You are watching Iranican Live here on Markazi Television. We will be right back.
Which one?
خب برگشتیم. بفرمایید.
Okay, sorry. We're having a little bit of a laugh. I don't know if anybody noticed that commercial where the bride had the groomy guy on a little leashy.
The catering commercial.
That was.
So you say you don't know how you feel about
I don't know
it,
how I
huh?
feel about that. I mean, maybe.
Feminism, man.
I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You go to a wedding, and the point of going to a wedding is to go wild and to get drunk and to have fun with your close family and friends. If you have your husband on a leash, dragging him across the floor, that's just memories.
If it was I shouldn't be the one saying this, but if it was the other way around, there would be riots out there.
That's inappropriate.
There would be riots, but you know, I mean, and as the girl, I'm the one saying this, and he's not. It's kind of surprising, but it's just amazing. Where
It didn't offend me. I think it's kind of true. So.
OMG.
But that you'll be on a leash
OMG.
once
We're going to
you're
cut this
married.
off right now. Enough about the commercial. We're going to move on with the
Then
rest
why
of
would
the
you get
show.
married?
Thank you all. Welcome back. You're watching Iranican Live here on Markazi Television. that was very interesting. So we're going to go ahead and open up the lines for callers to call into the show and to interact with us, to discuss with us, but we're going to warn you we have to be a little bit picky about the calls we take because we may be a little bit short on time. So we encourage you to please call in, make a point, have an argument, discuss, debate with us, and see if you can match wits with the smartest of the Iranian youth here in the Bay Area.
And I think one of the things that we want to hear from people is the kind of shows that they want to see in the future, the kind of topics, the kind of concerns that they have, and what they want us to present in our future shows.
یه خوردم از این سیستم فرمالیته میایم بیرون، خیلی خودمونی صحبت میکنیم دیگه.
فارسی یا
چیز
انگلیسی؟
از حالت جدی خواهش می‌کنم بیایم بیرون. متوجه شدی حالا؟
Can I call you to instead of شما؟
Why do you ask if I understand? Of
حتما
course I
همینطوره،
understand.
حتما همینطوره.
Good.
نه میخوام
I feel
مطمئن
better
شم. روشن شدی شما؟
Yes, I understand.
شما روشن شدی؟ آه خب
بله.
خوبه. بفهم.
خب راجبه
Okay.
future show میخوایم بگیم نه؟ What shows
Futures.
are coming up?
What shows are coming up?
What shows are
Did you
coming up?
memorize them?
We're going to be
I
talking
memorized
about homosexuality.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Next one.
We're going to talk about speaking Farsi or speaking English at home. Is that even important? Do you care about that? Do your parents care about that? I think it's very important.
Identity is a good one we're going to talk about. Do you identify as Persian? Do you identify as American, Iranican? Are you Mo instead of Muhammad? Let us know these things.
Drug use in the Iranian community. Do you smoke marijuana or do crack? If you do, this show is going to be for you, so tune in.
Wow, we're going to help you with that.
What else?
Euthanasia is another thing, interracial marriages. You know,
I'm sorry.
there's a whole
Can I
list.
cut into this? What is euthanasia? I've heard this so many times, and it just sounds like youth in Asia. What does it mean? Please clarify.
It's, if you grow
I'm
up
being
in
serious.
Asia,
Okay.
there's
You're
this
euthanasia.
disease that you get usually. No, I'm
Stop
just kidding.
it.
But no, euthanasia means the other English word for it is mercy killing. Basically, if you're very sick and you're old and there's no hope in getting you back, the doctors decide to put you asleep
And you
and-
before you're...
and before you actually naturally die because you're in so much pain and they want to just relieve you of your pain. And this
That's
has
illegal
caused
right now, right?
it's illegal.
And that's very depressing. I'm really
So
sorry
it's
I asked.
Yeah.
Go on.
But it's
The
a very
world isn't a
controversial
happy-
issue, you know. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So that's why it's a problem and it's such a big thing. You know, there's so many discussions about it all over the place. You know, is it right? Is it wrong? This poor old lady is suffering every day and night. Why not do it? You know.
Well, let's not just start the
But a
topic right
happier
now. It's supposed to be
topic
for the
is
future.
plastic surgery.
Plastic surgery.
We're
is
going to
very
do
happy.
that.
And we have some
Iranians
interesting
have a lot
interviews on
to say about that. I shouldn't
Iran
say that.
is
but
the #1 country in nose jobs.
It's a true
Can
story.
you believe that?
It's true.
And we have not had any.
Michael Jackson.
Just to be
would
clear
do
on
this.
that.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So,
I actually had a nose job.
Did you?
I
Who's your
added
doctor?
this arch just to make sure I look Iranian.
Oh, you got to give me the number of your doctor.
moving along from Iman's nose, we've got another clip for you. Some of the future topics that we're going to be discussing. We hit the streets during Sexism, Persian New Year's, and other special events in the Iranian community to ask what the youth thought about some of these topics: homosexuality, the war in Iran, drugs, and so forth. So we are going to. Yes, I'm sorry. It looks like we've got a caller before we go on to the clips. Can you?
Do we have a caller? We don't have a caller. We do have a caller?
Okay, we've got a
Getting
caller
word from
from
Houston.
Northern California calling about homosexuality. Yeah, go ahead. You're on Iranican here on Markazi Television.
Oh, salam arz mikonam. My name is Hamid. I can see you guys are having fun. I was wondering what your opinion is on the execution of homosexuals in our country, Iran. I know it might be kind of funny to talk about being Iranian and living here and having a good time and talking about BMWs and things like that, but when people our age in our own country are being executed for things like homosexuality or even protesting, I wonder if maybe we should talk about something like that, while our people's hands are in chains instead of laughing it up about BMWs or, things like that.
Wow.
That's a good question.
That's an
That is an
excellent
excellent
point.
question, and I think all those issues are definitely going to have the opportunity to be covered in the homosexuality show and also show about war in Iran. But do you guys have anything you want to say, Elham, Iman, about some of the
I
things
think
you
it's
brought up?
really nice to get that point from a viewer, and what he raises that so many of our youth are just so concerned about very frivolous things, very trivial matters, when we seem to be taking advantage of a lot of the privileges we have in this country and forgetting about a lot of the problems that people are facing back home. And we talk about homosexuality, but we really are forgetting how so many of our, brethren are being treated back home, and I think we need to talk about that.
Can I ask a question?
Yes, go ahead.
Well, you four have you know, as you said, a privilege. You four have, you know, your own television program. Your voice reaches, you know, a lot of people. I wonder why you guys don't exercise the power you have to make a change, a direct change, and a direct influence on the people you can reach in this country who have the freedom to speak out about what's going on within our own country. We all know what's going on within our own country. We see it. It's not like something that I brought up out of the blue. It's on everyone's mind. It's on anyone's mind who is Iranian. And yet people who do have the power to speak out on it don't speak out on it. They sit there and they talk about nonsense. And that's real.
خیلی سوال خوبی. اشکال نداره من جواب فارسی بدم؟
Go ahead.
من یه چیزی که می‌خواستم راجع این بگم این که اتفاقا یکی از برنامه‌های ما و یکی از هدف‌های ما همینه که بتونیم یه گام مثبتی برداریم، بتونیم کمک کنیم به هموطنان خودمون در کشور خودمون و در اینجا. ولی الان روز اول و برنامه اوله. خلاصه از برنامه اول ما قرار نیست که با همه بجنگیم و همه چی رو صاف و صوف کنیم، ولی به مرور زمان با بحثایی که میاریم و بین همدیگه باز میکنیم و با شما از اینکه بیننده برنامه هستین صحبت میکنیم، انشالله بتونیم به اون اهداف بالاتر هم برسیم و بتونیم به اصطلاح حرکت مثبتی باشیم برای همه ایرانی‌ها.
خیلی ممنون. من فقط یه چیزی میگم، اگر میخواین شما واقعا یه برنامه خوبی داشته باشین برای جوانان ایرانی، یه چیزی باید بدونید این که جوانان ایرانی I would say 90%شون، یعنی تو خارج کشور یا تو خود ایران، همشون با این رژیم مرزبندی کردن، مخالف این رژیم هستن، هر چی باشن مخالف این رژیم هستن، آزادی خواه هم هستن. اگر شما میخواین یه برنامه واقعی اجرا کنین، برنامه چرت و پرت نه، در مورد این طور چیزا حرف میزنین و مرزبندیتون میکنین در مورد رژیم، در مورد آزادی مملکت خودمون دقیقاً حرف میزنین و با این رژیم جنایتکار مرزبندی میکنین. Thank you very much for letting me talk.
Great. Caller from Northern California, thank you so much for your call. I think we have another person that's calling in. We're going to go ahead and see if they have some suggestions for the show. Caller, you're talking to Iranican Live here on Markazi Television.
سلام بفرمایید.
من اول میخواستم خیلی تشکر کنم ازتون. فکر کنم اینفورمیشن منو بهتون دادن. من 25 سالمه، ازدواج کردم، ولی واقعا خوشحالم از این برنامه شما. اصلا از هیجان نمیدونم چجوری باهاتون صحبت کنم که شما باعث میشید که من امیدوار بشم که بتونم بچه‌های خوبی رو تو این کشور تربیت کنم، برای اینکه واقعا نشون دادین که خیلی امید هست. ازتون تشکر میکنم، ولی در این حال دوست دارم همین برنامه خوبتون رو خیلی منظمتر به همون شکل کلیپایی که نشون دادین، اگه مثلا موضوع هر برنامه رو انتخاب کنید و اعلام کنید، خب شاید خیلی مرتبتر و با نظم بشه برنامه رو پیش برد و خب اینجوری مثلا ماها میتونیم با شما تماس بگیریم، نظراتمون رو بگیم در مورد مسائلی که صحبت میکنید. به نظر من جنبه های مختلفش رو در نظر بگیرید، بالاخره این رو در نظر بگیرید که فقط ایرانی بودن برای پدر و مادرهای شما، برای خود شما مثلا در ادیان مختلف، شکل‌های مختلف، حتی شهرهای مختلف، من میخوام بهتون بگم
دقیقاً همینطوری که میگین. و من دوست دارم بازم یه چیزی که بگم اینی که یه مقداری اگر به ما فرصت بدین شاید بتونیم که تمام این نظرات شما، و خیلی دوست داریم که این نظرات رو به ما میدین و یه موقع فکر نکنید که من دارم میگم که شما چقدر زود به ما دارین، این نظرات خیلی عالیه و دوست داریم حتی همه اینا رو به ما ایمیل هم بکنین و تمام ایده که شاید شما خودتون تو ذهن خودتون دارین که دوست دارین ما اینجا اون برنامه رو به اون نحو اجرا کنیم، همه اینا چیزایی است که ما دوست داریم بشنویم و انشالله که بتونیم این برنامه رو به صورت منظم همونجوری که شما گفتین و به صورت قوی‌تر، هر روز قوی‌تر از روز بعد و هر هفته بهتر از هفته بعد پیش ببریم.
من یه پیشنهاد دیگه داشتم. این خیلی کانسرن بزرگ من هست که ما هیچ وقت راجع بهش حرف نمیزنیم. ریسیزم بین ما ایرانی‌ها. به نظر من یکی از مشکلات بسیار بزرگه. من وقتی اومدم امریکا خودم کاری رو که شروع کردم توی کالج راجع به ریسیزم بود و تنها چیزی که من خب ما اونجا مثلا برنامه‌هایی داشتیم برای بعد حتی به خاطر حضور من برای زنان مسلمان، من با حجاب هستم، به خاطر مثلا برخوردایی که با من میشه بعد با سیاها، با هیسپانیکا، با همه اینا. ولی واقعیتش من تنها چیزی که بعداً پیش خودم خیلی خجالت زده شدم اینکه چقدر ریسیزم بین ماها وجود داره و ما بهش رسیدگی نمی‌کنیم. شما نگاه کنید که چطوری ما با افغانی‌ها مثلا رفتار می‌کنیم تو ایران، یا مثلا حتی شهرهای مختلف با هم دیگه، جوکایی که ما میگیم اینا خودش همش part of racism. یا مثلا این اختلاف بزرگی که بین ایرانی‌ها و عرب‌ها وجود داره، ما اصلا عرب‌ها رو به عنوان آدم حساب نمی‌کنیم، یعنی معذرت می‌خوام من نه، ولی واقعیتش رو بخواید ببینید توی جامعه ایرانی و من فکر می‌کنم جوان‌هایی که توی امریکا دارن بزرگ میشن با تحصیلات، با واقعا نگاهی که خیلی متفاوت هست به دنیا، میتونن این آموزش و این کمک رو به جامعه ایرانی بکنن که شاید خیلی از این موضوعات از بین بره. من مطمئنم که شما خیلی دوستایی دارین که اصلا ایرانی نیستن، از کشورهای مختلف، حتی اصلیت آمریکایی نیستن.
دقیقاً همینجوریه و متأسفانه یه مسئله که هست اینه که ما توی فرهنگمون یه سری چیزایی هست که واقعا اسمش ریسیزم هست ولی خودمون نمیدونیم و باید اینا همه مسائلی هست که باید بشینیم روش واقعا تحقیق کنیم، درباره‌اش صحبت کنیم، بین خودمون مواضع کنیم و واقعا متوجه بشیم اگر که مثلا اگر فرهنگ ما مشکلی داره، اگر که به اصطلاح یه چیزایی هست که باید در فرهنگ ما درست بشه، واقعا باید شروع کنیم روش کار کنیم.
به عنوان شما
من
صحبت
فقط
کردین
یه صحبت دیگه بکنم و دوست ندارم وقتتون رو بیشتر بگیرم.
یه لحظه اجازه بدید، وقت داریم، چون به من همش دارن از پشت میگن که اصلا وقت نداریم، باید چیز کنیم، قطع کنیم.
شما اگه لطف بکنیم ایمیل بکنید.
اگه بتونید به ما ایمیل بزنید خیلی خوشحال میشیم.
خیلی خوشحال شدم باهاتون صحبت کردم، موفق باشید.
خیلی ممنون.
یه نکته کوچیکی فقط در مورد صحبتی که کردن، گفتن که اشاره کردن که ایشون تو اینجا حجاب دارن. به عنوان کسی که توی آمریکا حجاب داره، واقعا نکتهشون من it really touches me and I feel it. حرفی که میزنن درسته. متاسفانه فکر میکنم به عنوان یک مسلمون من به شخص بیشتر بین خود ایرانیا دیسکریمینیت میشم تا بین آمریکایی. فکر می‌کنم خیلی اوپن تر هستم و یک موضوعی که واقعا باید در موردش صحبت بکنیم، نه لزوما در مورد افراد با حجاب، ولی در مورد اینکه خودمون اگه اکثریت مسلمون هستیم نسبت به افراد یهودی یا نسبت به افراد زرتشتی چگونه باشون برخورد می‌کنیم. It's a very very good point. فکر می‌کنم واقعا یکی از نقطه قوت‌های برنامه ما این بوده که افراد مختلفی رو با نگرش‌ها و حتی طرز پوشش مختلف توی برنامه‌مون داریم و الان فقط یک تعداد کمی از کوه‌هاست اینجا هستن. ما که بسیار از افرادی که شاید توی خودش رو شما ممکنه که جای تلویزیون نبینشون، ولی توی درست کردن تاپیک های ما خیلی بهمون کمک میکنن. افرادی هستن از بک‌گراندهای خیلی مختلف، از ادیان مختلف. برای همین ان شاءالله بتونیم این افکار مختلف واقعا اینکورپوریت بکنیم توی این برنامه تا واقعا نظرات همه بینندگان، از چه مسلمان، چه کلیمی، چه مسیحی و whatever background it is represented in the show.
My favorite part of the show is taking these calls from callers. Why? Because we actually get to hear what you all out there think of us and think that we should be doing to better serve you on our television program. So now we've been talking about what some of the future topics are here on Iranican. We're going to show you a short clip about when we went out and we hit the streets and talked to young Iranians about drugs, about plastic surgery, about war in Iran, about homosexuality.